Hiya, Ella. We back. Just finishing off my sandwich. And then it will be F1 24 British Grand Prix time. Yes, it will. Return of the cheese. Not muted. Huh. Although I did worry for a moment there that something had gone awry. No worries, Daniel. Reminds you guys of the weather. It is going to end as a wet race. Actually annoying, probably, to our goals actually whilst we're here. Don't mate. Ah, Haas in white. Let's go. Oh yeah. I thought the colour the colour for V-Carb was fine. If anything, it makes it more confusing that now they're the same colour that Red Bull used to be. Never mind, eh? I'm probably just going to leave the difficulty as is, adds TBH. You off. Turn you off. Close the window. Start reporting. Start recording. Ready? Welcome back to the F1 24 driver career. We have ourselves another patch for the game where supposedly the AI have been improved. We will hopefully see less of those DRS trains today. How competitive we might be on 105 difficulty with the altered AI, I have absolutely no idea. But I'm going to go balls deep and we're going to dive in and not make it any easier. We're going to see what it's like at 105 and see if we can compete at 105 and then address it from there. To refresh your memory from the last episode as to what the weather looks like for this upcoming race weekend, dry everywhere other than probably the last 20 to 25 minutes of the Grand Prix itself, where it's going to smash it down with rain. So that'll be fun. We're in a run of okay form. 12th, 15th, 14th, 16th. Managed a 4th in Austria, but that was very fortuitous. Next, here at Silverstone, is not going to be as straightforward, one imagines. So, join me in practice, or more accurately, join me after practice. We'll whack on our resource points and maybe look to upgrade the car, and then we can head straight into, thankfully, fully dry qualifying from there. As ever, please do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the content. I'd very much appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to this Chesno Plays channel so you don't miss out on any more of the F1 24 content that's coming to you as regularly as we can get it to you. There was a Creator Series video went live a couple of days ago as well, so do check that out too from our time in Spain. Went quite well as well, so well worth the watch if you don't mind. And, well, I'm just going to head to Silverstone. Okay, bye!
It might not be race day yet, but you wouldn't know it from looking at the stands. The fans are out in...
Fans are out in force. Britain, please. Thank you. Good, thank you, Darren. How are you, mate? We are indeed vrooming. 1, 2, 3. Vroom. Didn't quite time it right.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Remember to activate your DRS in the DRS zone as well.
Holy moly.
We're approaching the DRS zone. Watch your MFD for the activation point.
Oof. Back end is kicking here. That's for sure. Hello, Jahid. How are you, mate? Yeah, this is unstable at the rear, to say the least. No idea, Jahid, why you didn't get a notification, mate. I apologise. Oh, that's annoying. Oof. Yeah, not sure about this setup. I wasn't sure about the Silverstone setup on in F2 either. I think I need a bit more rear. I'm just... Yeah, I'm going to up the rear to about where you had it at, I think. I believe so. Double check. Ah, I hadn't. Yeah, I need to go through and update my setups, evidently. Okay, I'll do that off camera. Some point in the future. window's been shut for about 4 seconds, and it's already fucking baking in here. I tell you what, I'm just gonna open the window and turn the AC on whilst we do these practice programs, if you don't mind. Thanks. It's fucking well hot. Well hot, it says. Fucking bacon.
Okay, give us some good, consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into a race strategy.
Instantaneously more steady at the rear. What I did was turn it up 4 flicks. Tablet. The wing levels you had made it easy, so it's good to deal with the air on the straight line. Okay, good. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, you're using my avatar, are you, Daniel? Same one. Manage tyre wear. Yeah, that's not something I've ever really been able to do around Silverstone. My tyre wear is going to be... Steady. Tyre on the left-hand side of Silverstone. I have no idea where I'm driving there, what I'm doing. Enter braking only at 80, okay. Still slower at Maggots and Beckett's, no matter what F1 game I'm on, what setup I have, what car I'm in, always just slower at Maggots and Beckett's. Does having the engine braking higher add to rear instability, does it add? I think I have mine set at 100. 4% front left, 3% rear left, 2% on the right-hand side tyres. Managed tyre wear now, which is good. Let's try and get purple in this. I think we've already got purple, haven't we? 50. I think 30 is green and 50 is purple, but it was worth completing the full 5 laps of the race strategy program to ensure that you get a maximum amount of data. It doesn't seem too bad actually on medium. Is it a 53 lap race at Silverstone? 52, 53 lap race? Ah, that's wide. I don't know, Mattu. I haven't. This is literally the first running I've done since the new patch. Previously, what were you doing with your AI difficulty between quali and the race? Because the AI might have been qualifying slowly because you were using the overtake button, which the AI don't do in quali. Thank you for the follow there, by the way. Appreciate it.
And that was a really good job.
Thank you for the follow,
Got a lot of
NCFC.
valuable information out of that. Well
Welcome
done.
to the channel, mate. Oh, underfloor damage. Where did I get that? That doesn't bode well.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
Yeah, sorry about that. You had underfloor damage too. Yeah, I don't know where it came from. Nothing popped up on the thingy, on the MFD. Right. Let's do the quali pace one. 1, 2, 3, fucking.
Okay, this is a quali sim. We've estimated the times our closest rivals will be doing, so that's what we need to beat.
Might be Magnus and Beckett, to be fair. Definitely slow in a straight line compared to the Delta. Zhou Guanyu's out of the session. What's happened to Zhou? Has his engine gone pop? Where are you, Mr. Zhou Guanyu? Just had a mechanical issue of some description and pulled off. His engine hasn't blown. Right, fair enough. Unlucky. Oh, that was mid-corner. Well done, Chaz. Now's where the Delta plummets. Okay, it's gone back up again. Cool.
Program complete.
I'll take it.
Program complete. These results will do, although you could definitely do better. Consider giving it another shot.
No, I'm good. I'm not going to waste the tyres. Right, let's turn the old air conditioning off, shall we? Why can't air conditioning be silent? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? It's a retiree from Sesiones.
And that's it. Practice is officially over.
Officially over. Aha. There's still another 2 sessions though, so don't worry. Go to quick practice, get it all done. Did we tweet out about the fact we're on F1? We didn't, did we? Let's do that. F1 24 driver career British Grand Prix. Guy, my man, 4 months in a row, 20th month total. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Don't let me go into qualifying with my old parts in the car. Just don't let it happen. Just don't let it happen, chat. Just don't let it happen. Practice Dunzoed, resource points acquired, and car upgraded ode, maybe? I don't... to be honest, with 400 odd resource points, I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford to do anything. We also just created brand new words for the English language there, so there's that. Okay, extra bonus points for adding something to the Oxford English Dictionary? No? Okay, fair enough. So, with the R&D, you'll notice now that Haas are white, as they should be, on the performance index. Also, intriguingly, the previous colour for Red Bull is now the colour for V-Carb, and Red Bull are a slightly duller bluey purple, rather than the rock-solid royal blue that you see V-Carb now have. As we get raided by a certain Tiamat Marduk. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that, mate. Bald raid. Look out. GG's on the win in Spain in Creator Series, my dude. You'd love to see it. We'll pick that highlight up in a moment, Chris. Raptor and Trippy, thank you for the follows, guys. You join us as we're about to head into qualifying for the British Grand Prix, so your timing is sensational. Sensational. We're just in the process of doing a bit to camera for the YouTube video. Right, I'll just start the whole thing again, Chris. Resource points have been acquired, 300 of them, but unfortunately not enough to see us get any improvements to the car further from what we've got at the moment because, well, quite frankly, everything's too expensive. But the car is being upgraded at quite the pace at the moment, and hopefully everything will pass when it does. You'll notice on the performance index, Haas are now in white. Good. You'll also notice that V-Carb now have the blue that Red Bull have had for years, and now Red Bull are a slightly duller, darker, bluish purpley colour. So keep your eyes out for that on the minimap. I'm sure you will have seen it yourselves with your own game. The patch has come in and the AI are updated. We'll, of course, wait and see how qualifying goes in that regard. But we are supposedly the 6th fastest car. So we should be, in theory, challenging for 11th and 12th place on the grid. We hope. Anyway, so points potentially. I'm going to put some new parts in the car, which is a bit of a risk, certainly, but also a bit unavoidable in most areas. New turbo, and we are going to put, I think we have a slightly used already gearbox, which is good. So, some new bits. Pray that they don't go pop throughout the course of the weekend. Pray that qualifying goes well for us, and that then we can have a solid race. Points in my, as a home driver, home Grand Prix would be lovely.
Welcome along, everybody, to a venue that was...
E7, thank you for the follow, mate. Navy's probably a better shout for it, yeah. It's like a royal blue and a navy blue, a dull navy blue. Thank you for the follow, Marfazol, as well. Welcome to the channel, pal. Let's go racing. We should, in theory, I think, be good enough to get out of Q1 at the first attempt. He says, jinxing himself for the rest of time. So, we'll see what sort of lap time we're going to need to do. Probably a late 27 to get through. No, maybe an early 28 should be enough. A very early 28, mind. But, all right. Well, we'll do a lap now. Actually, let me just double check myself. Yeah. Oh, we did tweak it actually, didn't we? So we'll just save that for Britain SRC as well. There we go. Hi, it's me. I'm back again. Right. Part family rules. Fine. Flying lap. Let's go. Quali. Tommy, thank you for joining us on YouTube, mate. Appreciate it, pal. Connor, thank you for the follow, mate. I'm on control of those of you that come across some bends, so do forgive. I'm also not as good a driver as your Australian Highness, so do forgive. We'll try and entertain you nonetheless, if we can, he says, as he goes wide at the first bloody...
We've dropped to P20.
I've dropped to P20 because I haven't done out yet. We're on 105 difficulty-wise, 105. So not terrible, but not the 110 of the big boys. How How are we compared to the V Kabuyuki Tsunoda through the first sector? Actually down by 1.5 tenths, which is not ideal. Not sure whether we'll have to tweak the difficulty based on the adjustments to the AI with the most recent patch. It's the first race we've done since that patch earlier today, so I don't know. We're now a 10th up on Yuki, that's good. Okay, so we might have something to fight for yet still. Right, don't balls this up like you did on the way into your flyer chest. Oh, I've done exactly the same thing. Good lad. Well done, mate. Can we get to the line? P14 after one run. Okay. Not as fast as we might like to be. Certainly some time in the lap from a couple of mistakes. Question is, do we run a fresh set? Or do we... Quite frankly, I think I'm just going to have to run a fresh set, aren't I? Based on the pace that we're putting in the minute. Q3 is probably a little bit too far away. Oh, there's not much in it. There's really not much in it. I'll go out on the same set at the end of the session. Oh, it is the end of the session. Yikes. And hopefully... Track acclimatization. Track acclimatization? Track evolution will be in our favour and we can get ourselves an improved lap time and maintain our position. Of course, only 5 go out in Q1, so we need to be 15th or higher. Forgot how long the bloody pit lane is at Silverstone as well. Christ alive. One of the Aston Martins staying in the garage, intriguingly. It could be a dodgy play, or seeing you right. It could also work for us in terms of saving tyres for the race.
And that's P13. P13.
I mean, it's not. But cheers, then. As little out of the tyres as we can through there. Right, temperatures are okay. Right, start the lap well, cheers. It'll be a better start to the lap for sure. Here we go. Okay. Was that because of those weird bumps? It was. Alright. Got to stay right a bit. You had mentioned them in a message. Yeah, it's weird that those bumps are there like that. Bear that in mind during the race. Oof, back end stepped on me horribly there. Cost me all my momentum. Lovely, good. Down at P17 in a minute.
We can push down to P17.
Well, it's not a personal best middle sector. We're a 10th and a bit down on the time to... Fucking, what are you doing, Chess? Concentrate on your driving. Apologies, chat. It's not a personal best middle sector. And we're over a 10th down on the time that we need to beat Logan Sargent, of all people. So it appears that well, it's not even that it appears that it's the wrong decision. I think quite frankly we can say safely it was the wrong decision to use a scrubbed set to try and force our way into Q2 using just one set of soft tyres. We will start this British Grand Prix from P17, but feel like we're going to have enough pace to make some positions. Pierre Gasly has a 5-place grid penalty? What's that for? Illegal blocking, Pierre Gasly. Okay, look out. So Gasly's out. Or not Gasly's out. Gasly will lose positions. And am I the only one that used one set? Well, it's reading as me having used 2 sets. But I didn't. I used the same set. So not sure then who ran a new set and who didn't. And we missed out. You can't quite see this because of my camera. By 3 milliseconds. Logan Sargent did a 1:28.219. Lance Stroll a 1:28.221. And myself a 1:28.222. Good. So we nearly made it through by less than a blink of an eye. So did Lance Stroll, but Logan Sargent pips us both. My teammate Kevin Magnussen, back of the bloody grid. So at least we weren't that bad. Alright, well, join me in the Grand Prix then. Tip, choose Alpine to win the World Championship. Secondary tip, don't listen to that man. It's annoying. Yeah, if I did make a few mistakes, which is something we say about me all the time, isn't it? Well, if you just didn't make those silly mistakes, Ches, then you would have got the result you were after. You're right, I would. Right, let's see what strategy's going to look like then. Strategy. Your race is dry, rain, dry. Ours is dry until rain right at the very end. Oh, really, Darren? That's intriguing. That's very intriguing, actually. Logan Sargent potentially to Prima IndyCar.
Off the back
So
of
after our
qualifying session, it's time to see how
less
our
than
starting grid
optimal
looks like
qualifying
for today's
session,
race.
Max Verstappen is on pole with a lap that was actually
and he'll start
slower
from pole position.
than Lando's
And Lando
Q1
Norris
time,
picks
which was a
up alongside.
27
Looking
flat
at the rest of today's
to the
grid, we
millisecond.
have Leclerc,
And it's
Sainz,
the 2 Ferrari,
Oscar
intriguingly,
Piastri,
then Piastri and
Perez,
Sergio Perez.
Hamilton,
And the 2 Mercedes is a little bit further back. Alonso and Albon made it into Q3. Or did he, because Gasly might have gotten through and then got a penalty? I'm not sure. Sargent P14. We'll start P16 then, because we'll gain a position on Pierre Gasly, who qualified P13. So yes, Albon made it into Q3 of his own accord. So GG's for that, mate. Great performance in that Williams.
Okay, this is Mark.
It reckons a
Can you hear me?
1-stop.
Listen, a points finish.
Really? Everyone's starting on softs. I would have liked to have gone alternate and gone medium soft and done it the other way around, but I cannot take that risk here.
But just give it your best shot.
That's not what I thought would happen at Silverstone in terms of strategy at all. Well, because it's going to rain, do we go soft and take a risk? Because we've got the tyres. We know it's going to rain at the end of the race. So I could go soft, be as quick as humanly possible, anticipating that we're going to go to inters at the end of the race and not need to run 2 dry tyre compounds. It would be a giant risk, but it might be a risk worth taking. He says after taking a risk in qualifying that didn't pay off. But if the rain comes, as Ad says in chat correctly, hard enough and quick enough, then we could run 2 sets of soft tyres, do maybe 20 laps on each, and then go to the inters. Oh! All right. That's certainly put the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak. Right, let's give you guys the prediction, starter prediction. I won't necessarily say points or now this time. We'll say P12 or higher, P13 or lower. Have your prediction, chat. We'll see how the softs feel at lap 22-ish, because that rain could come significantly. It tends to, whenever you see a weather forecast like that and it's set to approximate, everything seems to happen earlier than it's forecast to. A medium to the rain would be an idea if everybody else wasn't on the soft. We'll see how the softs last. We might have to soft medium anyway, because the softs just don't last that well.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears. So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Why we go so slow? Trying to get temperature in my tyres, lads. Yeah, Nat and I went for a walk yesterday, Tom, and spotted someone having a barbecue and we're instantaneously jealous. Right, come on then. Lining up behind Logan Sargent, which is not necessarily something you always like to say. 4.4 metres will do. We should be on the inside for turn 1. Praying for a good launch, as Mark was about to say there. Which we have seemingly gotten. Stroll has got the better of the second phase, though. We're going to be on his inside here for turn 1. They're going very slowly in front. Had to get out the throttle there. Nobody wanted to commit to moving across. I'm going to try and get up the inside here whilst keep my front wing intact. Stroll is there on the outside. Oof. And comes quite sharply across to the right there. He and Sargent, to be fair, having a good old ding-dong there. And by putting me offline, I've actually lost the position to Gasly as well. So we're 17th then, which is actually where we qualified. rather than the inflated 16th from Gasly's penalty. Gasly has now taken that position from me. We're going to have to utilise battery as best we can here. I've got someone on my outside, so I'll give them racing room. It's my teammate, Kevin, who's made a good start to the race. I will just ease out the throttle and settle in behind him here. Though he was a bit slower around Cops than I thought he was going to be. It's fine. Like we say, this is our first race on the new difficulty. Not the new difficulty, on the new patch. With the AI adjusted with regards to how they race with their battery. So we don't know yet if we're on the right difficulty or not. Considering we're on the same one that we were on previously. I'm hoping so. 105 should still be perfectly doable for us. We've got the inside of my teammate here. Say hello, thank you very much. No, Kemek fights back. Alright, fair enough, Kevin. To be fair, of all people on the grid that will fight back, Kevin would be that guy, wouldn't he?
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
That was a slow turn. Front really didn't bite there. We have DRS now. I do like the change to the rules to bring DRS in after 1 lap. I really think that's a positive move. Having to use a lot of battery here to keep up. Hopefully we can recover enough of it. Keep ourselves competitive. Otherwise I will start to think that maybe I should have lowered the difficulty to 103 or 4. We know that they're perhaps a little bit slower through Cops, so we should hopefully be able to gain some time here. I know we've got a heavy car, but it still should turn better than that. Right, P18 for the time being, but happy enough to sit for now. Yeah, there's no way that these soft tyres last to lap 24, not a chance. Not on the front left in this condition. Weird bump again. How do you leave an international team on career mode? As Ad says in chat, do it that way. Healthy chunk of battery back there. They are fast in a straight line though, aren't they? I'm gonna have to adjust the way we're taking Cops because it's just not working, even with a slightly earlier turn and the car's just too heavy. And this sort of pace is exactly why
If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
running the medium tyre at the beginning and doing that offset strategy just wouldn't have worked. Everyone would have just raced away from us and would have been running at the back for all of time. Cool. I'm going to flash that back because that's bullshit. Like, they're already at full brake pressure and then just brake more. I hate the way that happens with the AI sometimes. 9% wear on the front right already. Sorry, front left already. There you go, that's a better cops, wasn't it? And gain time on some of those in front. We should have dropped another gear there. Front two are gone, aren't they? Max and Lando well and truly disappearing out front. It's weird that the car is where it is on the performance index, and for my teammate not to be able to maximise that level of performance. I'm just kind of sticking with here, aren't we? Not really making any progress, but not losing any ground either. I'm struggling a little bit with rear traction at times. I'm driving my heart out here, and I can't seem to get close to K-Mag in front to even think about making an overtake. He's just that little bit too fast for me in a straight line. Fuck my life. I thought last lap that I'd tried to drop into 5th and it didn't do it. And I basically did the exact same thing here. Tried to do that and drop into 5th and it just didn't want to do it. It's weird. I did that last lap and thought, oh, maybe I didn't get it right. Then felt like I did the exact same thing and got the exact same outcome. I was like, oh, hang on a minute. Mistake from Pierre Gasly. He's locked up and gone straight on. Let's let Kevin through. One Haas at least making positions right now. Gasly struggling there over those little bumps down the Hamilton straight. I wonder whether the Alpine will be catchable and passable. Don't yet know how much of an impact DRS is having in this train. Who's actually got genuine pace and who doesn't. We obviously didn't qualify that well, so we don't think we've got that much genuine pace of our own. But trying our best to keep up here. Gap in front of Magnussen does look like it's grown quite considerably, but that is probably because he had to get hard on the brakes to avoid the back of Pierre Gasly. Obviously staying within 1 second of the two in front is going to be pretty vital for our overall race. It's so fast in a straight line. Really need to make sure we stay within a second of them. So we get DRS down the hanger straight, and we are going to do so. To burn quite a bit of battery to be able to do so. Again, just change to 5th when I ask you to change to 5th. Fucking Nora. Thank you. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, I had my fucking overtake button on the whole time. Apologies for the shoddy driving. We will be better from now on. There's a weird bump into Stowe. Not really played enough of the new update to know a difference at the minute, Matthew, but you can quite clearly see there is a DRS train here, but Silverstone is a very DRS trainy circuit, so I don't know how much to draw from that yet.
Yellow flag.
Oh, that's Lando in P2 going slowly and retiring. Lando Norris out of the race. That's a real shock. From challenging for the win to now not even going to make it to the end of lap 7. Lando Norris in the McLaren out of the Grand Prix. That's a huge shock for the home fans as well here at Silverstone. I'm not necessarily doing my bit for the home fans here at the minute. Kevin is looking for a move on Logan Sargent though, which would be nice to see him make. And he has made. K-Mag up to P14. Kevin racing better than he qualifies this season for sure. Seen quite a few lockups into this final little left-right, which we haven't yet been able to capitalise on. Gasly's done it once, Logan Sargent's done it once. I think someone else in front just made a similar error. But at the minute, I'm not really able to make that much of an impression on those in front of me, but equally, the Saubers behind aren't making any sort of impression on me either. So it's a bit status quo right now after 7 and a bit laps. Not entirely too sure how the rest of this race is going to pan out from here. The rain could absolutely throw a massive curveball. You can see what the tyre wear's like. So the fact they want me to go to lap 24 on this one set of softs looks highly unlikely at the minute. We're more than likely to end up with a puncture before we get to lap 24. Might have to undercut onto the medium tyre. And hope that it lasts longer and until the rain. They're the temps for you, lads. Or lock up from Sargent. Gasly's through. We couldn't quite make it.
Great work. You're catching the car ahead.
I think we managed to avoid any damage on Logan there. But that's let Kevin Magnussen get right down the road. We need to see off Logan Sargent as soon as possible, really, and try and follow Gasly up to the next gaggle. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble. Long term or longer term in this race. It's just faster me in a straight line though, which is really frustrating at the minute. We might be running slightly too much rear downforce.
Okay, mate. Engine's running too hot. Engine is running too hot. Let's keep it a bit cooler for now, please.
Yeah, hang on. Concentrating on trying to overtake Logan Sargent if you don't mind. Don't care about the engine temperature right now. Care about getting past the Williams and clinging onto the back of the Alpine. Again, it refused my downshift into 5th.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
use a bit of my battery here and try and take Logan Sargent. Going to go up the inside at Stowe. He's using battery to defend. Gonna have to try and force the move, get aggressive, and we have gotten it done.
Keep going.
Try and stick with Pierre Gasly now as well if we can. Stay within DRS range of the Alpine. Keep us competitive. Pierre's opening the gap a little bit. We'll use a bit of, again, ERS to maintain the gap. Using so much of my battery might come back to haunt me, but as long as we're in DRS range of Pierre, we're alright for the time being. And Pierre is not quite in DRS range of Kevin yet. So there is going to be a bit of an advantage down this straight. I hope, I think, I pray. No, he's pulling away. No, we're reeling him in. We're reeling him in. So as long as we can stay within DRS range of Pierre here, there is still a strong chance of us making some more positions in the next few laps. Oh, I was reading chat. Come on, Twiz. Oh, that was terrible. ERS usage was patched, yeah. Thanks for following, Wee Scouser. Welcome to the channel, mate. Silverstone is a very DRS trainee track, though, isn't it? So this is perhaps not the best of tracks to judge it by. %30 wear on the front right. Just within DRS range. Had to use a lot of battery though. Oh, a lot of massive loss of traction out the back. 19% on the rear left, 13% on the rear right, but the front left is twice that of the front right, and that's the dictating factor at the minute. We're just outside DRS range of those in front at the moment. Again, I'm probably going to have to burn quite a bit of battery to close that gap here, and I genuinely don't think I'm going to do it. We might just have lost the back of that pack in front. Hopefully they start to fight and we can gain on them a little bit. And they concertina up through corners like that. Keep going wide there. It's not a strong track for me, Silverstone, is it, historically? It's a track I love to drive, but it's not a track I'm quick at. We are, however, back within DRS range of those in front now, I believe. Indeed we are. And crucially, we are out of DRS range of those behind. Zhou has taken Logan Sargent, though, and that's why they've dropped back a bit. Because Zhou Guan Yu has made the move on the Williams driver. And they've obviously battled a little bit and cost themselves some time. I'd imagine Zhou would probably start to close on us, though. The Sauber's not a great car this year, but equally it's not terrible. Now fighting into Maggots and Beckett's in front. This is going to get us right up with them now. Kevin heavily involved.
Caution,
We're still with the
caution.
pack. Yellow flag in front. It's George Russell going slowly. Has he got a puncture or is he retiring? Where is he? That's Lewis. Where even is George? There. Let's have a look off board. Does the engine go or does he get a puncture? He's got a rear right puncture, George Russell. He's not out of the race, but his rear right tyre is punctured and hanging off the rim there, as you can quite clearly see. That is not a round tyre, my friend. That's the wrong shape. He's using Minecraft tyres. Get a picture of that, potentially for a thumbnail. That's not a round tyre, is it, George? Unfortunately for you, mate. That is probably your race pretty much over. Although he's close enough. At least it's happened at this part of the track, so he's close enough to the pits to be able to get it back and not lose as much time as he potentially could have if it was significantly earlier in the lap. He will have, obviously, one of the faster cars as well to try and close the gaps. Might even go to a hard tyre now, George. Just to try and elongate this stint. The hards might make it to the end from here. If they do, it's going to be with barely any pace. Zhou Guanyu has just closed up the gap behind as well, so he's going to be back within DRS range of us. We are maintaining position at the minute, but also matching pace of those around us. Having to utilise my battery as best as I can. Front left is dying, but we're not as uncompetitive pace-wise as I feared we might be when we were just a couple of laps in and we started losing positions.
Okay, be careful. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip anytime now.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
Magnussen and Albon having a bit of a battle here. K-Mag wins out. Alex Albon qualified 10th. But has slipped down to 13th in this race so far. It's really not been a great Grand Prix for the Brits, has it? Lando's retired. George has a puncture. Albon is dropping. I qualified 17th and I'm currently running 15th. All hopes of a British win or podium firmly on Lewis Hamilton's shoulders at the moment, because nobody else is going to do it at this rate. Albon races under a Thai flag. Yes, Thunder. But he's just as English as he is Thai. box this lap for hards, Zach? For hard disagree. I'd be curious to know what George has gone on to. George has gone on to mediums. Not putting the hard tyre on at all. We'll have no pace. Quite happy to box. Holy moly, Benny gifted 5 subs earlier today. He's just dropped another 10, even though we told him to stop it. Sir Milos, said Kubas, 5-star Lars, T- Domination. This is Ryan, Josh DB, Tom A. Oz, Tabletop Rolls, and Jordan. Welcome to the gang, gentlemen. Shalom indeed, my friend Benny. Thank you, mate. Far too generous of you. Gasly making a move on Alex Albon. It's going to get potentially even worse yet still for a British driver. Thai British, obviously, in Alex's case, but British to some extent. Lance Stroll locked up there, and K-Mag is now up to 11th. Kevin might not have qualified where the pace of this car would say that we should be qualifying, but he's certainly racing very well. Annoyingly, there is a giant gap from Kevin to the points. But now running, having started 16th and 20th, or 16th and 19th, 16th and 20th, I think. We're now running 11th and 15th. So, Haas making forward moves, albeit not yet, forward enough to get ourselves into the points. Contemplating boxing on about lap 20 or 21 to go to a medium tyre and try and undercut those in front, whilst at the same time hoping that the rain comes slightly earlier. George, after his puncture, has gone to mediums, and he is a long way back. But if I pit, I'll come out 18th, which is in front of George Russell right now. So being in this DRS train is extending the gap, even though George is in a Mercedes and on fresh rubber. That shows you just why we perhaps need to go even longer then, thinking about it. Although, in another 4 or 5 laps' time, the mediums should really start to come into their own. Nearly at 50% now on the front left. It's really having a hard time with things. Might try and also put a move on Alex Albon if we can in the not too distant future. But there's a big gaggle from 2nd to 10th. And now there's a big gaggle from 11th to 18th. Of which we are part. Front left tyre about to hit 50%. These softs are crying. Lance Stroll back past K-Mag. So Kevin back down to P12 again. Let's see what lap times we're putting in and compare them to the lap times that George is putting in. So we are doing early to mid 132s on a worn soft tyre with DRS. George is doing early 31s. So George is quicker on his medium tyre than we are on our worn softs in a DRS train, but that's with him in a Mercedes. We are scheduled to pit on lap 24. I think I'll box lap 21. I think we'll go 21. And then obviously the medium doesn't have to take us to the end because we believe it's going to rain. So fingers crossed it does exactly that. As Benny gifts another sub. 16 gifted subs today from Benny. That one's gone directly to Darren. Thank you, Benny. I'm sure Darren will thank you as well.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 1.9 seconds.
We will now come out behind George Russell if we box. How far behind George Russell, I don't know. I'd be tempted to box this lap.
If you think you can get past,
To
make
try
use
and
of the
be
overtake
in
button.
George's DRS. That's a risk I might take. The team would know exactly where I'd come out on track. Oh, I'm wide there.
We expect you'll be noticing a bit of grip loss in the tyres around now, so just be careful.
No, we'll still go 21. We'll still go 21. Oh, lock up from K-Mag. Everyone slammed their anchors on, and now we've got front wing damage.
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Yep. Well, we were going to box on lap 21 anyway. That's just confirmed it. See how it feels this lap as to whether we actually change the front wing or not. You did just see me change that to yes. But if the car feels okay, I might not bother. Wait and see how it handles this lap. Maybe we give it another lap before committing to the stop. Oh, okay, it's unstable. Well, that's kind of ruined any undercut hope. Because now I've got to lose a few seconds to change the front wing. It's quite frustrating to say the least. You can see the lack of downforce we have at the front end now. We'll box this lap.
Then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Oh, God, that's annoying. Never mind. Yeah, look, Hudge doesn't want to turn right. Into the box we come. We will change that front wing and put on medium tyres with a view to going to the rain, not to the end. Salima, thank you for the follow, mate. And GDPB Battle. GDPB? GD... GDPL, sorry. GDPL battle. Thank you for the follow, mate. Quick, lads. Quickly!
Right, let's go.
Thank you.
Perfect job.
Super slow pit lane, though. George is going to go... And we're not going to be anywhere near George Russell. We might have been near George Russell if I didn't have the bloody wing change.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Right, now then. Time to pump the lap times in if we can. We think rain is going to come about lap 45-ish. We actually pray it comes a little earlier than that.
Okay, mate, any more front wing damage and it's going to really cost us. So please, let's protect it and bring the car home.
I mean, you just changed it, so... Alright, whatever. Oh, there's some grip. Christ.
Don't forget, you've got more control than ever over your EOS mode, so play around with them in your MFD.
We are significantly gaining on those soft runners. I say those soft runners, it's the two
Okay, gap to the car in
Saubers.
front.
So whether we're actually gaining on those we will with, I don't know. I hope so, but I'm not sure. We only lost a couple of tenths to George though, which is promising. You see, the tyre delta is in our favour. He pit a handful of laps before we did, but we're pitting a handful of laps before they're going to, so hopefully the undercut works despite the front wing change. Mark is a sausage. What kind of sausage? Loads of drivers in on lap 23. A big old clump of drivers in on lap 23. We didn't expect them to pit until lap 24. So that's one less lap's worth of undercut that we've got there. Although it is seemingly the majority of the front runners and Alex Albon, not those that were in our group. So we should still have the opportunity to undercut on those guys, I hope. Gap to George is growing though. That front wing change might just cost us everything, really.
The car ahead's coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres.
It's quite heavily laden with fuel as well, apparently.
Gap to the car ahead, 5.9 seconds.
Lots of others, but not every other driver in the pits here. Kevin's still yet to box. So we might not necessarily overtake. Actually, we might get a couple of overtakes here. We will. Sargent and Bottas, but they were behind us anyway, weren't they? Sargent and Bottas. If it weren't for that wing change, we could have made some considerable time. So frustrating. It is what it is, though. We just have to hope that we now have the pace to maintain position and try and close those down. I won't bother asking about the weather yet, because it's still not going to come anytime soon. But the sooner that rain comes for us, the better now, I think. That 40 rather than that 45 would be lovely.
Okay, Kevin's in for his stop now.
The final lot of boxed. And it's only going to be Zhou Guanyu that we make any time on by the looks of things. So, P16. We were P15 before the stops. We are P16 after the stops. But we would have been probably P11 or 12 without the front wing damage. That's annoying, isn't it? Because now they've all got DRS on one another. And unless they start to fight and come back towards me, they are gone. P16 right now.
Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now.
A safety car would be lovely right now. That's weird, gaming there. Did we render that video earlier? No. Helps if you render the video once you've made it, Chess, doesn't it? Well done, pal. Done with college now, are you, Sid? Nice. GG's, dude.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Those stupid little bumps. probably used to be just as bug-filled, to be honest, though. We just forget.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Oh, I need them to battle in front, but it's just not happening, is it?
Yeah, really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 3.9 seconds.
Which one's turn 15 ads? Oh, Stow's turn 15. I can count them by bump there, I don't think.
Okay, some information on Gasly. They
Oh.
seem to have an issue.
Gasly does have an issue. Magnussen's just taken him. Gaps in front are growing, gaps behind are growing. It's been a very lonely middle part of this race. All from that really unfortunate front wing damage. But I just couldn't plough on with it as it was. It was just going to destroy our race even more so than it had in just the 1.5 laps that we did with the broken wing. Just put in my personal best lap of the race. Stroll stuck behind Gasly at the minute. Magnussen probably going to try and pull away from them. Once he has the opportunity to. There's a bit of a gap in front of K-Mag to the next group of cars as well, where the points are. Stroll still not past Gasly, although they're side by side right now. Stroll past Gasly, as you can tell, top left, although they are fighting hard, Gasly and Stroll. Still side by side, I think, going round Luffield and then Woodcote. But Stroll now is through. Gasly, hopefully, even with DRS briefly on Stroll, etc., might fall back towards us.
We think we might see some rain.
Oh.
ETA about 15 minutes.
15 minutes on rain. That would be before lap 40. 15 minutes is 7.5 laps. Rain by lap 40, probably. Potentially, maybe not probably. Rain by lap 40, potentially. Spain bump might be set up dependent, like certain ride height perhaps. That's intriguing.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.4 seconds.
Gasly is really struggling. Got no pace in a straight line. Joe, Bottas and Sargent are fighting behind, so they're of no consequence to us whatsoever. I've gone deep there, horribly. It's cost me 4/10 the bloody Stroll, just that one mistake. More than. We're gaining on Gasly, but P14 and up is getting further and further and further away. Still 20 laps to go in the race, so with rain to come, anything can happen. That's a hope, Jordan. This is going to be DRS range on Gasly. K-Mag has been taken by Lance Stroll now. So those two hopefully are going to start fighting. Mohammed, thank you very much for the 19th month subscribed, mate. I'm going to flash that back because I was too busy reading that instead of driving the bloody car. So we are going to be in DRS range of Pierre Gasly right now. This is why driving to the very limit of your skill and reading chat is difficult. DRS range of Gasly, 5.7 seconds to Kevin, who is fighting with Stroll still. And then there's the group of 3 in front of them, which is going to be points. K-Mag 14, Stroll 13, 12, 11, 10, yes. There's a V-carb at the front of that little trio, where I think George Russell is right now. Concentrate. That is where the points are. It's just coming onto the hangar straight now. We will rather comfortably take Pierre Gasly here. This is going to be the easiest overtake of the whole weekend. I tried to save battery to do it. I rather evidently shouldn't have done. Still the easiest overtake of the whole weekend. And the easiest pull away from the car that you've just overtaken of the weekend as well, unless they somehow remotely fix Gasly's issue with a control or delete of some software settings perhaps. 6 seconds to the group in front though. P15 at the minute, hoping that pit confusion when it rains, i.e. double stacks or someone not quite pitting early enough and doing an extra lap on their soft or dry tyres, hoping that can earn us a position or two when the time comes.
Okay, mate, we've got loads of ERS in reserve, so let's have a big push and use it all up. target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean.
Hey Zafra, how are you, mate? Gear ratio, thank you for the follow, my dude. Career is going okay. We had some initial...
Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Okay, so it's been about 7 or 8 minutes since we last had that radio call to say 15 minutes. And they're still saying 10 to 15. And I haven't been able to pull away from Pierre Gasly as we hoped that we would be able to. So I wonder whether they fixed his issue. Because Gasly seems to have found some pace again. But at the moment, that rain is coming sooner than we thought it was going to. They've definitely fixed Gasly's issue. The rain is coming sooner than is coming later than initially anticipated, meaning that our tyre gamble is going to be less advantageous. Oh Christ, why are you so slow through there, Pierre? Maybe his issue isn't fixed? I don't know. Maybe he's just been clinging on in DRS. Apparently so. Alright. Well, Pierre Gasly's issue isn't as bad as they made out then. Because he's able to stick to the back of me like glue. It's like when he's in front of me, he's got the issue. When he's behind me, he doesn't. Really weird. Regardless, 7.5 seconds now to Magnussen and Stroll. We look likely of finishing P15 right now. But we pray for chaos, we pray for drama. We pray for rain. You got a red flag, Daniel. Alonso spun and just waited for others to pass. As if. Well, I'm just going to have a quick toilet break and then we will finish the rest of the Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere. I shall be back in 2 minutes. BRB. Cool the office down with the AC unit as well, because bloody hell. Hi, girl. Appreciate your patience. Hey! Ready to sweat again? Good. Me too. He says, with the least enthusiastic voice you've ever heard in your life. Hello, Brad. How are you, mate?
So we're expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm aware of that already, mate. Hey, Chris. At the moment, no. Because there's so much to record. I haven't had the opportunity to even change the wheels, change my old wheel for my new wheel yet. With baby, etc. But we will get to it. When I've got the opportunity to, I will play some more iRacing as well.
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 7.2 seconds.
I don't really want to fight with Pierre, because together we could perhaps try and work together to close down those in front, but I don't know if it's going to be a possibility at the minute. These tyres are getting on a bit now. You can see the lack of turning I had there with the front left. This is now 23%. The rain is still about 10 minutes away, supposedly. So we're not even close to that changeover yet. It could have been a fantastic home Grand Prix for some of the British drivers. It has not been for anyone yet. Lewis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lewis is 6th, and that's the highest running British driver here at the British Grand Prix, which is not ideal. I might go for Pierre here. Try and get it stopped in time. Keep the position. Thank you. Bye, mate.
Okay, good work.
Thanks.
Great pass.
Yeah.
Gap to your teammate ahead, 8.7 seconds.
It's just too far. I need chaos in the rain, or for me to get the changeover bang on and everyone else to mess it up. Which in itself is unlikely. Oh, caught on the curb. Pierre's going to have me again. Probably shouldn't have taken him into the chicane after Stowe and just left him to it, but probably cost us more time than it did. Earned us any position. Never mind. Do you think EA will do an MLS overhaul for career mode since Messi is there now? And what do you mean, an MLS overhaul? What more could they do? They've already got the graphics package. Add the drafts? No, I don't think they do anything of the sort, unfortunately. I don't think there'd be enough of a call for it from the community, to be honest. Stadiums is a tough one though, Pindog. Licensing is a real bitch. And expensive. Like, the scanning of the stadium is super expensive, and licensing is a pain in the ass. It's just not worth it. You already have a 95% marketing share. No rain yet, Daniel.
Lap outs yet, but it is coming, so be careful. Dryers definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Kappa. What are you doing, Tez? What am I doing? Hey Bob, how are you, mate? Thanks for following Siphon Duck. Welcome to the channel, mate. It was timed perfectly for the off-road, wasn't it? Evening, Daniel. How are you, mate? Thank you for the follow, pal. Yeah, decent, thank you, mate. Hot. To say the least. Come on, Pierre. Thank you. 10 seconds the gap in front now.
Good job.
Thanks, Mark. 10 seconds the gap in front now. So there's just no chance of making any more positions. At this stage, I don't think it's going to be me and Pierre to the end at this rate. Still putting in personal best lap times as the fuel burns off. But we barely used any in terms of the delta for over or under fueled. So definitely could have
soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
Yeah, too little too late at this point in time, I think, Mark. I don't think the rain's going to affect things too much. Pierre is still fighting, so at least we've got a little bit of battling to do here. Says as Pierre just turns into me. Excuse me, Mr. Gasly. Do you mind? Now 11 seconds to 11.5 seconds, the gap in front. You can see how the clouds are greying over. And the rain could cause some chaos, but I don't see it causing enough chaos at the minute. Still DRS trains though, aren't there? Despite the change to the AI. Pierre's going for it again around the outside. Battling with Pierre so hard has allowed the three behind to catch up. So now we've got Sargent in the Williams and both the Saubers to contend with too now. What was a simple two-way battle has now turned into a five-way fight. Unfortunately, a five-way fight that could see us fall further back, not jump further forward. Not exactly the sort of five-way fight I'm wanting to be a part of right now. What can you do? The scenario is the scenario. I think it's track specific as well. Traditionally, Silverstone has not been a great circuit for me in terms of my competitiveness here. So I've a strong feeling that in the next race we will... Oh, rain starts to fall. In the next race we'll be more competitive. In terms of finishing higher, etc. But rain is falling now, and it is increasing in its intensity quite significantly in just the half a lap that we've been talking. So perhaps it might not be long before DRS gets disabled, and or we end up having to switch to intermediate tyres. Pierre didn't really fight that at all, just took the racing line and was happy to continue. The rain, it's falling at the minute, and the fact that I just got some spray on my, or a raindrop on my visor on the camera, says maybe it'll be intermediate tyres within the next couple of laps. We shall wait and see. DRS will get disabled at some point. We'll have the luxury of those in front probably pitting first. Still got plenty of grip at the moment with these worn, dry compound tyres.
Happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment.
What he says as he just absolutely drifted all the way around that corner onto the Wellington straight.
And gap to the car in front, 12.2 seconds.
Oh, no, okay, I'm starting to struggle now. Yeah, it's still there on my inside. Now we're going to tuck in behind. I'm really struggling for traction. Here is Zhou Guanyu looking to make it a double overtake on me here. And they will do exactly that. I might box for Inters now, you know. Why not?
Let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Let's take a risk. The rain is starting to splash on the ground. It might be too late for everyone else to want to pit. I did indeed select Inters already. It might be too late for everyone else to want to pit. And the AI might just continue on dry tyres in wet weather. That does happen sometimes with the game. But I'm going to take a risk.
Okay, let's go now. Come on. That was a fantastic
Keep an eye on the
start.
temps,
Faster than
which
we
are
were
probably
expecting.
going to skyrocket initially, but then hopefully come back down. You can see that the rain is landing on the circuit and bouncing back up again.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
We might have made the right decision, we might have made the wrong decision. Probably the wrong one, but there's no harm in throwing one final curveball at it, is there, considering we had literally nothing to
A
lose.
quick boost to fight other cars. Check out the ERS mode overtake in your MFD. It's really effective, but drains quickly. Over to you.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Over to me. Whoa, yeah, I've got no grip. We might have gone a lap too soon. DRS disabled. Yep, probably a lap too soon. Whoa.
DRS has been disabled by
That
the
was
stewards. DRS will be
shaky
offline
round there.
for further updates.
Temps are okay, to be fair. Temperatures are okay. We're not running hot on these Inters at all.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
Chat will be able to keep an eye on the times better than I can, or the delta even.
The rain's going to keep getting heavier for the next 15 minutes at least.
Still Max Verstappen isn't in. No, Max Verstappen is in. They are boxing. They are boxing now. We won't gain the 12 seconds we had to Kevin and Lance, but we might earn a bit of time here. Some might actually elect to, as they have done at Ferrari, to not double stack and do another lap. So we called it perhaps
No need to
just
worry
at the
about
right
tyre
time,
condition for now.
because our
Everything's
tyre
gonna be
temps have been fine. Our wear is fine. We did call it actually remarkably well, it seems. Although I don't know as it's actually going to earn us
Kevin's in the pits.
any positions in the Grand Prix, sadly. Or anything more than where we were. Valtteri Bottas has continued on. Which is rather obviously a terrible idea.
Gasly is in the pits.
Yeah, so the V-carb's double stacked. One of them has dropped a long way back. We have overtaken Gasly, Zhou and Sargent and gained a decent amount of time on them, whereas we were battling with them. So that's how much the change to intermediate tyres a couple of laps early earned us, about 4.5 to 5 seconds. Ricardo 10 seconds down the road, didn't earn us anything really on K-Mag. That was about 12 to 13 when we hit anyway. We might gain another position. We should gain another position on Valtteri Bottas. We will gain another position on Valtteri Bottas. He's tumbling now. He's really struggling. We will be up to P15. Although you'll notice how Gasly is churning that time away, trying to close me down, but I haven't been utilising my battery, to be honest. I've been too busy waffling to you guys. So maybe I'll start to utilise my battery a bit more. Or just at all. And we'll maintain that gap. Valtteri's going to be driving on ice right now. The Ferrari's just boxed as well. His race is ruined. Definitely the double stack was the right thing to do. There's Valtteri just heading into the pits now. He is going to finish last in this race by a long way, bless him.
Coping okay with this weather?
Yes, thank you.
The amount of standing water on the road, and for now, we think it's safe to stay with the Inter.
I agree. Temps are still fine. Thank you for the follow. Another one. Welcome to the channel, mate. Another one. I didn't even know there was a new cricket game, to be honest, Gold Machine. Cost me a second.
Okay,
Stop reading
ahead,
chat, Chaz.
10.0 seconds.
So as we come around to start our final lap,
Final lap, let's go. Final lap.
currently looking like a P14 and 15 for the team. It is a case of potentially what could have been if we hadn't got that late front wing damage in the first stint. Could we have clung on to Magnussen, Stroll, Ricciardo, etc. and been part of that group and challenged for
At
points?
least another 10 minutes until the
Maybe.
rain evens out.
Probably.
Stay alert out there.
You'd like to think. Ultimately, though, it's going to be a P14 and 15. Like I've said previously, I think it's track specific. Our personal lack of performance here. I have never really performed at Silverstone comparatively to everywhere else over the years in the F1 games. So I'm not overly concerned by this being the first race with the new patch. There are still a lot of DRS trains, so that's something that needs to be still looked into, I think. But there is more spread than previous, but still, it's still a bit trainy. So we'll wait and see what happens with future patches, with future races, because Silverstone can be a bit DRS trainy in real life anyway. So again, that might be track specific too. We'll see what it's like after this British Grand Prix in the next round of the championship, which my brain is telling me is Hungary? Hungary or Belgium? Hungary, I think. Should be off to the Hungaroring next, which is traditionally baking hot in Formula 1 at that time of year. That's a P15 for the team. It's not superb. It's also not the worst finish we've had this season. So we won't be too disheartened. K-Mag actually gets driver of the day, which I think is a bit overboard for P20 to P14. Is that really driver of the day? Not really. Max Verstappen dominated the whole race. Lando was pushing him, but then obviously his car went no comprende, and he just died. But you can see the gaps. That's a bit trainy. That's a bit trainy. That's a bit trainy. That's a bit trainy. So there's still clearly work to be done. George Russell, after having his Minecraft tyre, actually was able to recover to get himself a single World Championship point. So congratulations for that, George. You've actually pulled something quite significantly out of the bag there. Obviously, Piastri beat me. He's going to beat me every round of the championship. Let's not fool ourselves. My experience rifled up there. Not entirely too sure. Why is everything shooting up that much? Is it the changeable conditions, perhaps? My focus went down. Lol. Very nearly 74 rated. I'm surprised. Leading the teammate rivalry. No DNF. We got an objective. Objectives played a big part in that. Finishing ahead of our starting position. 25 overtakes completed. Got me a little bit more there as well. And we've got another objective. Awareness. Again, another objective. No DNF. Okay. Margin to fastest lap plus 1 seconds. Was it? Was it actually? If you say so, I'll take it. We are edging the recognition standings slightly continually. So Kevin Magnussen is just going to have to deal with that. Unfortunately, no upgrades in terms of specialists at this moment in time. Hungary should be dry. I'm praying Hungary's dry. It really genuinely should be dry. It's dry most of the time in real life. The occasional time that it does rain, it also is sunny at significant moments as well. Fernando went from P9 to P2, but didn't get driver of the day. Kevin Magnussen went from P20 to P14 and did get driver of the day. Okay. So we've got 528 resource points, hoping that lots of things will pass between now and the Hungarian Grand Prix. There is a lot on the way there, as you may well have seen from the calendar tick down a moment ago. There's really not much going on with these worn parts, is there? But there's a lot that could pass. There's a lot that should pass. There's obviously going to be a lot that doesn't pass as well.
I know we were expecting some new developments.
There's been a lot that has.
I'm afraid to say that
Sure which one it was that failed. It was the weight reduction. We'll redo that. That'll be ready for Zandvoort. You may have just seen that we have shot up to now being the 4th supposedly fastest car. We've eclipsed Mercedes and Aston Martin. So if ever there was to be a test of how good the car is now, this next race might well be it. Annoyingly, Hungary also not a strong track for me. So I would anticipate not scoring points there either. But we'll wait and see how things go. We're basically level with Mercedes and level with Aston Martin as well. So we still might well consider ourselves the 6th fastest car. But at the same time, we're only slightly behind Ferrari and McLaren now. So have these upgrades just transformed the car? Hello? What's this all about?
Hello and welcome back. And as you can see,
Hi, Natalie.
paddock is a hive of activity behind us. More action, though, going on behind closed doors because, Anthony Davison, we are in the middle of silly season. There is speculation everywhere as to where the drivers will move around the grid. Tell me from a driver's perspective, just how distracting is this?
It is a distraction, and it has been up until this point in the season, especially when you're outside of the car. But once that helmet goes on and the visor's down, it's back to business as usual, and that's when you see it all melt away. You're in the car doing what you do best. But yeah, certainly out of it, you sometimes see it boil over. Drivers have a few strong words to say to each other after some moments on track because it is such a stressful environment.
A huge mind game for all of the drivers. We're having secretive meetings, clandestine chats. What is exactly being said, though? Give us a level of insight.
So if you're not performing, obviously, you know, we're in a very brutal world in Formula 1 where the driver's data is there on show for inside your team for all to see, and you're constantly being compared against your teammate. There's nowhere to hide. And if you're not performing, then your team boss might be looking elsewhere and might not be telling you the full story. So sometimes you seek news from elsewhere in the paddock, even from the media. They might be telling you what's really going on with inside your team, and that's very uncomfortable. And then on the flip side, if you're having a great season, you might be the one having secretive talks with other teams that are performing better than your own team.
Okay, well, we're nearly out of time, so I'm going to send you to the commentary box, and we're going to get ready for today's Grand Prix.
I just praise the voice acting there. Obviously, they are presenters in their own right, but you presume it sounds like they've not been given a script there and they've just kind of ad-libbed the majority of that, and it sounds very natural. A lot of the time in games like this, you have cutscenes like that, and the voice acting, the reading of the script is very wooden, whereas both of them there could quite easily, that clip could quite easily have just come from a Sky Sports broadcast. I like that a lot. It wasn't the most in-depth interview, nor was there really that much shared, but in terms of making it feel natural and like you're watching something from a Formula 1 broadcast, it genuinely was very, very impressive. So bravo for that. It is going to be dry in Hungary, thankfully. So a dry quali, a dry race, and hopefully a significant points, judging by where we supposedly are in the performance index now. So we live in hope for what could be a brilliant Hungarian Grand Prix. Again, not one of my stronger circuits, though, unfortunately, so I might struggle here comparatively to my teammate like we did in Silverstone. Belgium is probably stronger for me. Zandvoort is a track I could be quite quick at. Monza's a weak one for me. Baku, I haven't driven on this circuit, on this game yet, but that circuit can be quite taxing on previous games. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Other than Max Verstappen's probably going to win the race, isn't he? Again, continually behind Max Verstappen, fantastic championship battles going on for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. But not for the title, unfortunately, this year. Rumours they were talking about there of drivers moving teams. There are no mid-season transfers anymore, so we will have to wait until the end of the season to find out who moves where, if there are moves. And at the moment, I'm wondering whether we even bother to move, unless someone that is similarly rated but with more prestige comes in for us. Like, I would move to an Aston Martin or a Mercedes or Ferrari or McLaren right now based on the heritage of that team rather than the performance of the car, if you know what I mean. So that certainly will be something to consider at the end of the season, but we've seen such dramatic progress here that who knows what could happen between now and the end of the season. There might be other teams that make sharp increases as well, and the mix-up gets thrown into the washing machine again, and we all come out in a different order once more. We're, what, halfway? Just over halfway through the season now? That was round 13, I think, of the World Championship. So there's still half the season to go. So Christ knows what's going to happen by the time we get to the end of it. But Haas from the back to the fourth fastest team is quite the turnaround so far. Very much going to enjoy, hopefully, the second half of the season, and very much hoping that you guys will be here with me as well. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more here on the YouTube channel. Of course, by all means, come across and join me on stream. Link in the description down below to the Twitch channel, to the YouTube live channel, and hopefully I shall see you there at some point soon. If not, I shall see you back here at some point soon, certainly. Bye-bye. A fin. A fin. Mixed quali and dry race for you, is it, Daniel? Nice. Let's pay out the prediction then. We said P12 or higher, P13 or lower. Those of you that said P13 or lower will get your points back and some. Let me save that as F1 12 Britain. It is 12, isn't it? That was the 12th round, right? I might be wrong. I'll have to have a look at the... Gonna have to have a look at the channel page. Chesno plays. It is indeed round 12. Lovely. Okay. Right, well, let's send you on a raid then. Who else is live right now that we can send you to? Vic's live right now, racing on F1, so let's send you over to Vic. Hopefully Vic can make Creator Series this week. Be good to have her back on the grid. That's going to be all from me for today. Thank you to those of you that came across from Ben. Very much appreciate that. Those of you that came across and stayed and followed. I'm back live again tomorrow. So by all means, come by and join us. Formula 1 will be earlier in the day tomorrow. We shall start the stream tomorrow with Formula 1 around about 11 to 12 a.m. UK time. And then we'll move on from there onto the FC24 Realistic RTG Career Mode, where we will probably be ending the season, so that's going to be worth your watch as well. That's all from me for now though, guys. Go across and join Vic, and I'll see you next time.